Afternoon. I am back with you all again. I told you, whenever God pours something out to me, I'm going to bring it to you. This is not fake news I'm bringing you, these are facts. And when I tell you I'm on this channel not representation, but to support R. Kelly, I have nothing right now. I'm not here asking on my channel for any cash apps, any transaction, digital transactions or whatever. This is real, y'all. This is the real deal you're going to get here on the Casey McDaniel channel. I don't play with God. I don't play on his throne. I don't play with God. Because the thing is, the more you love God, the more he going to pour to you. He going to show you things about Satan. He going to show you how Satan tried to use his power. He going to show you and let you see him for who he is. Anybody that has anything to do with this channel is uploading these videos or on these news platforms that's sitting up there calling R. Kelly a disgrace R&B singer. Why would they call him a disgrace R&B singer and don't even know him? Some of them don't even know him. Some of them have never met this man, but what they only heard of this man. But they have any right to call him a disgrace. But God going to show you who the disgrace is. So let me run this platform video. It still is running at 24 hours a day live. Ever since this Diddy stuff been out, they've been going even more harder with leaving up live videos, recordings to keep playing on social media, recording it to you. So this is the manipulation they're trying to use to prejudice the mind of everybody about R. Kelly, Diddy, and Jay-Z. Like these three men are responsible for the industry. They are responsible for what is taking place on with the music industry. This is what they're trying to project to you. Media manipulation. How they playing this game so when they get in the courthouse, they can have a grand slam win like they did R. Kelly. They made all of these platforms with names of people that most of the people that had these platforms all came with criminal backgrounds. They've been in locked up in with the feds. They've been able to get some kind of leniency, sentencing, so that they could come out and do this job for them, to use them on platforms so that they can try to take down a person or catch them in telling them what they did at what time, whatever. No matter what they say, long as they could mention that person's name and they could get a rise from you or they could get something from you, that's what they do. Like when R. Kelly was like, I'm not here to talk about Aaliyah or things about him fighting his cases and anything of that nature. Y'all invited me on this panel so I can have this platform to promote my album Buffet. But y'all brought me here to talk about something that I did not agree to talk about, to set him up, asking him questions about Aaliyah. And he told people already, look, I'm not right here for that. I don't want to talk about it. Why are you still trying to force your way in? Why are you violating them? And then trying to call them saying that they did something to you. Or because they don't want to open up and share anything with you automatically makes them guilty. I didn't even let my mom know I was going live with this, but that's okay. Because I want to talk. But I'm just saying, this is the behavior of media manipulation. This is how they get your attention to believe all of this stuff about Jay-Z, R. Kelly right now knows he's being watched by the feds. Jay-Z knows he's being watched by the feds. And Diddy, he's in they retaining him, and they be recording every one of his phone calls. So why would they even be any phone calls with each other? Um, during a time like this, make it make sense. Well, anyway, let's go.
R. Kelly have filed a petition to the U.S. Supreme Court to review his conviction for federal crimes.
R&B star R. Kelly is fighting to overturn his conviction that sent him to prison for 30 years. His attorneys argue federal prosecutors in Brooklyn failed to prove Kelly's acts were part of a criminal enterprise.
If he steps forward with accusations against Jay-Z, it could send shockwaves through the industry. Right now, it's all just talk. No evidence, no testimony, just a whole lot of noise. But sometimes, noise is all it takes to crack open a case. And with the music world already...
You see how she just said, or this AI that's talking in the video is saying that it could just all be talk, but sometimes being quiet and things of that nature, you do hear some truth behind it. And I agree, you do hear some truth behind it. But then she go in about some other stuff about how these secrets can get out and the person's life can end or whatever. So that is true when things get out. Like if the devil trying to keep the secrets behind the scene and don't want it to be exposed or whatever, they don't want to be seen or who they are. They everywhere. They're everywhere. Everybody have secrets. Everybody have secrets. Nobody wants a lot of things about who they are to be exposed. About personal things they done that they may not be very happy about. They don't want it out in the public. That's everybody. That's everybody. Being shamed, being humiliated at their lowest, at their worst. People don't like all of that stuff to be looked at or whatever. People should be able to, there's cameras, too many cameras everywhere. Everybody's now a federal bureau of investigations. Everybody now is a Sherlock Holmes, or everybody's looking at everybody. And the thing is that as long as you're in this world, you're always going to have enemies. But that's why we pray for God to keep us safe, to keep us covered in the blood. And if it goes down the way it goes down, then it went down the way it was supposed to go down. Okay? It is what it is. But I'm just saying is that if I know I'm speaking truth here, I have nothing to be ashamed of if I'm speaking truth. Because like I said, before I could pass judgment on anybody, I got to look at myself. I got to look at myself. And the thing is that I'm filthy too. I'm a filthy rag myself. But the thing about these people that are pointing fingers at R. Kelly, Diddy, and Jay-Z, they need to be doing the same thing. They need to examine themselves. Show thyself approve. But let's go on and listen a little bit more. It's still going on live. If you want to go over there and listen to it, you can go over there and listen to it. You don't have to come to KC, but I just wanted to share this with you. Or I'm on a roll here. Whatever God pours on me, whatever God gives me, I'm going to do my best at explaining it on biblical terms, on terms of spiritual talk, to let you know how they playing this game with the people who are watching.
Reeling from the Diddy scandal, this could be the next domino to fall.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits. We're not going to do it in interviews. We're not going to do it, without doing our due diligence, because obviously, these types of allegations.
Arguably, the defense's biggest asset in this case was the complexity and arguably the awkwardness of applying federal racketeering charges to a person who now is convicted of using his business in order to satisfy his urges. It's not the traditional application of racketeering law. Normally, that's been applied to mafia-type defendants.
Let's not forget about Roc Nation either, Jay-Z's powerhouse company. Whispers are swirling about shady dealings, leaked voicemails, and backroom moves to control the narrative. If even a fraction of those rumors are true, it paints a picture of a machine willing to go to extreme lengths to protect its king. The stakes couldn't be higher. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper, he's an icon, a mogul, and a brand. But right now, that image...
You see how they come in with this video, knowing that R. Kelly, and this video didn't come out until they realized R. Kelly did that remix for Residuals. And now he's been blowing up the internet, and people are listening now about the fact that R. Kelly doesn't have any of his royalties, and R. Kelly is not getting any help from any of the other artists out there. Nobody is sending no money to R. Kelly, even though R. Kelly has been writing songs for people while he was in jail. So they come in now to put R. Kelly attached to this, when R. Kelly, you don't probably know, he knows probably stuff that's going on that happened to him, and he said, yeah, they coming for them, just like they came for him. But as far as like him and Jay-Z, him with Jay-Z and Diddy around all of their messiness right now that's going on, that they coming for Jay-Z and Diddy, R. Kelly is is not even there. He can't even get on the phone and really talk to nobody unless he's under security. And we heard him even in the song. He only got 2 minutes, and he did his part of the remix. And he said, they called for wreck. I gotta go. Bye. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's like whenever he is having, if he's having any conversations from out of prison, he's not going to get in a prison conversation with you about D. Diddy and with Jay-Z. Because R. Kelly is not looking to be there for a very long time. R. Kelly is looking to fight his legal battle and get out by himself. He is not trying. He got in there by himself. Ain't P. Diddy, ain't no Jay-Z was on no trial with R. Kelly. R. Kelly was on trial with R. Kelly. That's it. Now they trying to throw Diddy in it, and they trying to throw Jay-Z in it on R. Kelly's thing. R. Kelly don't know what the hell is going on with them. All he did is he worked in entertainment with them. He knows they did some collaboration tours together and stuff like that. But all this other nonsense, they know what these superstars do. They know these superstars always had certain kind of women, models, and all kind of high elite whatever around them to do favors, party favors. Okay? This is a man's world. This is a man's world. And there's just some things that are just men do in nature. Not saying I'm going to condone the behavior. I'm not condoning behavior of women, but if you are a woman and you sign up to go in places like that to party, you know what you signed up for. I ain't talking about the little kids. I'm talking about grown-ass women, inspiring women that had an inspiring taste to become an artist. These stories ain't new to her. And I'm sure that a lot of them, their parents probably was telling them, baby, I don't think that would be the right choice for you to interrupt your education and go into being this. But even if you do want to do it, my baby, don't do those things I hear them people do in their place. You know, a nice young girl, Christian values and everything else like that. She might get in there and see some things, whatever she may not like, some things that she know that will destroy her image. Well, get out and go on and do something else. Then don't get caught up in all of that stuff. Even if they do have a love for music, they can do music in some kind of other way on their own in entertainment, without dealing with the nonsense with these corporations and some of these at the corporate level. Because the more levels, the more devils. And all of this is about power and money and power. And the thing is, R. Kelly is right now humbly away in prison. But they still got to put him in the middle of all of this to make themselves look good. To make themselves look like they got the right dude. Like, blame somebody for it. Not Epstein. Not Harvey Weinstein. And not Clyde Davis, but R. Kelly, Jay-Z, and T. Diddy. Make these three faces the faces of pedophilia, the faces of organized crime, and all that other stuff. Yeah, make the black man the face of all of that. Okay? But see, God is putting the mirror on these people. Let's go.
Is under siege. Whether it's R. Kelly, Diddy, or someone we haven't even heard from yet, the cracks in Jay-Z's empire are starting to show. And Beyonce? Her silence hasn't gone unnoticed. Some think she's trying to stay out of the firestorm, while others wonder if her silence says more than words ever could. What they
Look how they
experience.
talking about Jay-Z, but they keep flashing R. Kelly's face in the camera. If it's about Jay-Z, why you ain't putting his face to the camera?
At his hands, or the threats and harassment they faced in telling the truth about what happened to them. We hope that today's verdict brings some measure of comfort and closure.
Well, I hope they went back safely home to their families and said, you know what? You were right, mommy and daddy, that tried to stop me from moving too fast. Instead of coming out in the world and saying they are victims, when they only know that this was something they chose to do, to go into entertainment or go into wanting to be with some high profile celebrity or with whoever, and this is what they signed up for, to sell their soul to money and fame. Ain't nobody that held responsible for that but you. Now, if I see some little kid come up and tell me something like that, oh yeah, I'd be mad. I'll be furious. But it has to happen when they were a child. You know, they have to tell the story, even though it's bad, either way it goes. But I'm saying for me to have a little bit more like, where's mommy? I want to know what mommy and daddy's decision was, how mommy and daddy came to that conclusion to even allow you to be with some strangers and stay at have bedtime and everything at some stranger's house, how they trusted. I want to hear all the details because people came and told so many stories on Michael Jackson, and in the end they told that they lied about Michael Jackson and the things they did to what happened with Michael Jackson in his life, and it destroyed Michael Jackson. That was the end of Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson was dead a long time ago before they buried him because of lies. His heart was just fainting, and he just held on a little breath in his body while they walked around his corpse, of the corpse that was left of him. How they made him look like a little, made him look like a white boy. The white people were doing that to him, so that's what his flesh was manifesting to us, of who was destroying Michael Jackson. Okay? How he held up signs in his rewards about how Sony killed music, how what's his name was the devil. I never heard Michael speak like that. In the last moments of Michael's life, he revealed the truth to us. He told us who they were. This is Satan. Satan. He's calling for your souls. Y'all like y'all gold chains and y'all fast cars and women and partying and drinking and popping Cristal and all that other stuff. But Satan wants your soul. Go out there and kill your brother because you get jealous of your brother's job. Yeah, do this. This is what Satan says. Because he said it from the beginning with Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. Go ahead. I'll give you this. I'll give you the world if you do this. And some of them are following Satan. Michael Jackson told you Satan wants your soul. To me, dancing and entertaining you is just fun. I do it I do it out of the love that I have for the dance. I love music. But it's not about your money. I will do it for you for free. And if you want to give me something for my gifts and my talents and for what I have made you feel good about, then that's all good. But don't do it because you feel I have to punish you to a certain price for me. I'll do it for $5 because I love music. I'll do it for $5 because that's all you can afford to give. I love to dance. And even with $5, you will get the same amount as if you paid me $5,000. Let's go on.
Closure to the victims. This conviction is the latest in a long line of prosecutions by this office to protect women and vulnerable minors from predators.
She is, I mean, just her name alone just defines greatness, right? You know, it's like just her.
You know, all these Nicki Minaj's and all of these women, Satan don't got they soul. I mean, I wouldn't say he got they soul, but they already still sleeping. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand what they going through, the way they prostitute their bodies around. Even though Beyonce might wear some clothes that to me is a little too much for a woman that's married and got a husband and of children and all that other stuff. Well, for her entertainment, but at least she still keeps it in a form where it's like she don't do it in a way where it looks to me like she overdo it. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't overdo it. She gives you just enough. She doesn't really throw her body out there with nasty. I don't never hear that woman talk any foul language out of her mouth whatsoever. Beyonce, I'm talking about. The rest of them, they need to sit down. Okay? Speak nothing on her name. Speak nothing about her. Y'all are out there with y'all nasty looking selves with looking like prostitutes. I mean, really like prostitutes. Okay? Shaking your big booty all over the place. Beyonce ain't got all of that going on. I have never saw Beyonce twerk. And even if she did do it, I don't know. I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I do take a little peek at her in action sometimes and see what she's doing and what's the big hoopla about her. But I do check her out. And I look at her compared to the rest of them. With their nasty looking self, with their nasty mouth, and everything else, the way they out there doing it because they want the fame and they like the attention, what they getting. So why sit up there? Because some woman, she comes out, she performs, but she don't have to use her body in a way. But Beyonce could be covered up in all her clothes and come because she's beautiful. Okay, she's a beautiful person. She knows how to speak well. She carry herself with a whole lot of grace. And even if her and Jay-Z are having problems, you don't see her sitting on no platform, foul-mouthing and cussing and saying bad things about the relationship or what's going on in their marriage. The way the ratchet, ragamuffin, whatever came out and did to R. Kelly. Like I said, I don't know if it was because of these people making threats to her, making threats to about his life or whatever to her. But if she was a real woman of God, that's when she should have used the power. That's when she should have used what God has given her. She really was sitting down reading the Bible when she met R. Kelly. She was so touched with God and she was raised with biblical principles and standards and everything else like that. She should have known better. She knew where she had to go when her family was under attack by Satan. She should have known how to stand up as a queen to protect the king and their heirs, their children. Away from her family, away from her husband. If that was really about true love as a woman of God, and first of all, and the woman that loved her husband and wanted to win him back. That's when her heart was on trial with the Lord. It's when she saw him in danger. Instead of just going in with the enemy, she could have came out and fought and fought, and then everybody would have joined her in the fight. Except for the ones that wanted to get him, the Me Too and the Mute R. Kelly people. Okay? But she should have got on the side with us, with his fans and support, instead of tearing us down and talk about, well, why don't y'all ride so hard, cussing his fans out, telling us if we ride so hard for him, then why don't we put the money on his commissary? Why don't we try to get him out of the truck? And that's exactly what we're doing. And she know if R. Kelly get out, that's why she trying to prolong his stay. Now they going to go to Lifetime and do another documentary that he touched his daughter and took little snippets and stuff and filmed this stuff. And as soon as R. Kelly is about to, there's something on the way for R. Kelly. And this is how you got to follow how God is moving things and strategizing things. As soon as R. Kelly has something great ahead, and chances are to become free, here they come with another one. And now they're going to use this Diddy trial and this Jay-Z stuff and put R. Kelly in it so people can go back to feeling that way about R. Kelly, that he is a pedophile. And I'm glad people are listening. I'm glad God is listening. God knows, and how God is doing things, how he's shutting it down, how he now only got like how many people, like I went there, but I don't know how many people watching this video. Probably no more than 6 people. Nobody even making comments and saying anything. So that should tell you right then and there. It's over. It is finished. Y'all done did what all y'all can to destroy that man. Nothing now that y'all going to try to do is going to work. But Satan going to keep trying it. He going to always keep trying another opportunity. Everybody knows now. There's no secret anymore. It's a reason why God put President Trump in that seat. Because he's on judgment. For what the justice system has done to a lot of black men that committed petty crimes, stole a Walkman. Back in the days when it was the Walkmans out, still doing time with a RICO. Who went to jail and had felons for the most, and messed up their lives, and messed up their opportunities of ever being hired by any company. Because they got that felon on their record. So how else they going to know how to survive? But then we elect a president of the United States of the Americas. And I'm not saying our President Trump is guilty, because I know there's some people that probably hate him because he's ready to peel back that list of the Diddy party. That's what they're afraid of. I'm sure he knows. Not saying he took any part. Just because everybody that was there didn't take participation in it. Because as far as I know, when he was running for presidency, he was always talking about, let's close the borders. Let's shut the borders. Let's take away all of these things you got here for da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But some people looking at it as he's on the attack on black people. But give President Trump a little bit more time, y'all. Pray for the president. Give him a little bit more time, y'all. That's what they're afraid of. What you think sometimes is against you is for you. So now they sent somebody to do damage control. They got somebody out there to now clown the president and talk about the president, calling him a liar, a thief, and a celebrity. They went and found Robert De Niro, because Robert De Niro, first of all, Robert De Niro never married any black woman, but that's all he ever dated. Okay? And now he's out there to distract, to cause problems, to be a nuisance, and rile up the people and get the people excited about President Trump going to do this and President Trump. And that's why black people, we sitting back and we just chilling. We just chilling. We tired. We're tired. They say, well, President Trump wants us to come out, and we come out. President Trump didn't say that. Militia could be on anybody, so we're going to sit back and see what's going to happen. Let them be first. Let them be first. We'll wait. Then we'll come out. So, anyway, I just wanted to share this with y'all about this channel called It's Happened, which is supposed to be a prosecutor's channel. It's a channel coming from the feds or whoever that's after Diddy and R. Kelly and after Jay-Z. And they trying to come after their fans, you know, like myself, they supporters, then shut them down and lock them away and keep them quiet, or just economically destroy them. And not only just economically destroy them, but economically destroy us. Okay? So anyway, y'all, with that being said, Casey McDaniel has to go somewhere and pray. Love you. God bless. Peace.